If I am caught and pictured at an alleged Fed party, does that make me a Fed too?
I think
Let's
so.
break that down. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Matt Kim Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kim, joined by my co-host, Mr. Peter Saddington.
No, going to these Fed parties is a little awkward. But anyway, welcome everybody. It's Matt Kim Podcast. Stroke the like button and smash it. You guys are here. We're here. It's time to roll. We're going to be talking about Feds today, I believe.
Oh,
is that a Fed calling you now?
yeah, they're like, oh, it's a Fed. You gotta do your thing. And hold on, let me hit this on mute. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Check in SARS. Let us know where you're from. We did do a quick stream, or we did a podcast last week with James Lee.
Loved watching it, by the way. James Lee is the anti-Semite of the year.
I don't know if that's a good thing to have, a bad thing to have. We know the backlash we've gotten just for mentioning JQ, and to be labeled that officially. Dude, I mean, he got his TikTok banned, he got fired from Breaking Points, and that's just what he does. So, and I don't consider him a hateful person at all.
No.
At all.
We've met him.
Yeah, he's like the nicest
Like,
guy.
you've broken bread with him.
Yes.
Like, he's a regular Joe. And if you see his interviews where he's talking about, he literally tells the audience what he is.
Yeah.
He's a researcher.
Yeah.
He researches stuff. Like, that's kind of what's great about James is he truly takes an objective view and says, this is what it is, you make an opinion.
Yeah.
But apparently, by saying this is what it is, you make an opinion, makes him very offensive to a lot of people.
And when you're a journalist and when you're a researcher, there's no such thing as like 100% right. Because you find the breadcrumbs and the dots that you find and you put them together and you tell your story.
Yeah.
It could be what you believe. It could be what you don't believe. It could be counter to the narrative you want to believe. But he presents his idea and his story and his narrative based on evidence that he's able to cite and prove.
And here's the problem, Matt. The problem is that the evidence that he finds is so obvious. It's not like he's like digging up random obtuse ideas under rocks. No, these are like out in the open. XYZ did ABC. What do you think? Is essentially what he does.
Yep.
ABC did XYZ. What do you think? And for him, who I would kind of put in a category of one of the most objective kind of researchers right now out there with very little political bias, for him to get slammed with this is really off-putting because I liked Breaking Points. I liked Cigar. I liked them. But apparently they have masters that we didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean, they are a independent news agency. They're trying to grow. And if you have someone that has this type of label attached to him, it hinders growth. It makes it difficult to find advertisers. It makes it difficult to find sponsors. And it was a business decision. I wish they wouldn't have done it. But at the same veil, I kind of understand why.
You understand?
That's the point of having this label on people.
Well, yeah. It is a public projection of Scarlet Letter.
Yeah.
Remember that book? Right. He has the Scarlet Letter. Don't touch him.
Yeah.
You can't. And so, like, here's the thing. Crystal Ball and Cigar at Breaking Points, they have covered the JQ peripherally. Now, have they gone to the pinpointed data points that James has gone to? Not really. They've danced around it. And so I find this to be a really unfortunate thing because as you saw in my comment, I literally unsubscribed to Breaking Points because I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting fed by feds anymore. Because you remember, I was pwned by feds and SARS in India and Russia and China on my ex.
Every people group.
Everybody except Americans, apparently.
So last week, I went to the Tucker Carlson Alp party.
Are we allowed to show what you have received but for going?
Yeah, let me.
No, you don't need to show those. Show this. This.
We got a bunch of Alp here. It's a lot of Alp. Alp.
We're not addicted to Alp. Oh my gosh. There is a picture of a Fed
talking to the Fed.
Talking to
Chinese spy.
A Chinese spy. Look at that chinky Chinese spy holding that. Was it Jack Daniels and Coke?
It's just Diet Coke.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't drink. That's
I don't
right.
drink.
So look at what a inconspicuous photo.
Yeah. It was a good time. It was a good event. I went to it last year. They put it again together this year.
That picture, please tell us. What is he telling you? Like he is projecting into you some sort of like mind control here.
Well, he said the most interesting thing. He said, the closer you get, the more you learn, the more I realize it's all fake. This is a guy that knows. He was like, it's all fake. That's what he was saying.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When Tucker says, with those hands, it's all fake, the reality is there is no misinterpretation.
No.
There is no guise. There's no aesthetic nuance to it. He's telling you the truth to your face. So the question is, Matt, what did you do with that information? I'm curious. What do you do with that information? Because you know he's not lying to you.
If anything, it's validation for the discussions we've had, the thoughts and ideologies that have been kind of going in our minds and has been a recurring theme on this podcast, that the whole world, especially of politics, is all fake and gay.
So here, is he admitting to you in this picture that he's part of the charade?
I don't know if he's saying he's part of the charade. I think it's him saying, I see her clearly.
One can say, I see clearly now, the rain is gone, but yet I'm still part of the problem. Right? You can say, I see clearly, and still be part of the problem. So the question I have to ask is, even though he sees clearly and that he is telling you with no interpretation needed that everything is fake and gay, is he part of that charade? Is he part of the play? Is he part of the game?
If all the pictures of this event were not online, then I'd probably be more careful about naming the people that were there. But since all these pictures were posted, I think it's fair that I can do that. So some of the people that were there that I had opportunity to meet were Candace Owens was there.
Ooh, Fed.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was there.
Ooh, Fed.
Who else? Theo Vaughn was there. Russell Brand was there.
Oh my gosh. Let
me think who else. Whistling Diesel was there.
Whistling Diesel? He's just getting sued.
John Rich was there.
Oh, okay.
Let me think who else. Dave Ramsey was there.
Ramsey. No debt Ramsey.
No debt Ramsey. I like Dave Ramsey.
He's a jolly old fellow.
And there were, I'm trying to think who else was there.
How big? Like 200, 300 people?
Yeah, something like that. Or maybe like 200 people.
That's pretty significant.
Alex Stein was there. Got to hang out with Alex Stein for a little bit. Big fan of what we do, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, he wants to come on the show. He
really?
wants to come on his show.
I like Alex. I like Alex because he's unashamedly Caucasian focused.
Yeah.
I love that.
As soon as I saw Alex Stein, he was like, Matt! The clip of you and Peter talking about the no-interest loans. Bro, best clip I've seen all year.
Still floating around the interwebs.
The excitement from that clip was like super genuine.
You know, well, we did in a lot of ways put ourselves on the map. That we're willing to talk about the realities of what's happening in the world. And that's just one of the realities that's happening in the world. And we were deeply vindicated. I mean, everyone's coming out with it. It's like, hey, I saw it here, I saw it here, I saw it here. I get DMs still. People are like, oh man, my homie did this. It's like, yes, it's real. You can get zero interest loans if you are of a particular species group and have, key idea, the right connections. That's it. You got the right connections, brother. Anything can get done.
So it was a good event overall. Just a few hours.
Did you feel like you were surrounded by feds?
No, but there were...
because there had to be handlers and feds in that group.
There were security there.
Of course.
With earpieces, especially with what happened with Charlie Kirk and everything else going on. So security getting in was pretty tight, although they didn't like pat you down or like check, but they did have like a bomb dog
Yeah.
walking around as the cars came in.
So,
But I think that was the right thing to do, given the context of everything going on in the world.
fair enough. So did you get to talk to Candace at all or MTG a little?
I didn't really talk to them much, more like pleasantries. You know, it was loud. There's a lot of people,
Does
a
Candace
lot
know
going
about
on. I don't know.
I thought we were supposed to contact with her.
Yeah, we were kind of.
I'd like to get her on the show.
But we talked a little bit, really just a little bit of hello. Same thing with MTG.
I'm going to put it out there right now. I would love for Candace to sit right here.
Mm.
I would love to listen to a conversation between you and her because I know with everything that I've been feeding you and everything that you know peripherally, like you could ask her some really juicy questions.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe we can make that happen one day.
What is the gripe with Nick?
Mm.
Like questions like this. What is your, like, where are we going with this Macron thing? Right? Were you truly part of the, let's just say, Actors Guild? Or what does Trump like to say a lot?
Central casting.
Were you part of central casting? Like, these are questions that only you can bring because nobody else is asking her these things.
Well, I think there's a lot of kind of, it's like we're starting to see the main characters of this new zeitgeist narrative that is forming.
This is the emergent
on the right and the hard right or whatever you want to call it.
The new guard.
You know, you have Trump versus MTG versus Nick versus Candace. And these are the people that are kind of trending in the news constantly
They're
right now.
all vying for power.
Tucker is in there a little bit. You don't see as much Theo Vaughn these days. He's kind of just gone back to his show. He's falling out of the zeitgeist a little bit.
Well, the reason
Russell Brand is kind of completely disappeared.
The reason is because he went to the highest peak of asking the JQ question and then realized he didn't like the answer.
No, he didn't want to get involved.
Do you remember his video is like, hey guys, I'm healthy. I'm not going to, delete myself. Like,
he didn't want to deal with it.
If you're going to be sending out videos of, hey, I'm not going to delete myself, then you've had a talking.
Yeah.
Someone sat you down and said, look, son, this is how the world works. You might not like it, but this is how it works.
Yeah, I think some people out there just don't want the heat, don't want kind of that type of attention. And my take on it is Theo Vaughn just doesn't want to deal with that, which is fair. It's a lot to deal with.
Can I extract something that's important in your color commentary here? Theo Vaughn has things to lose. You and I have nothing to lose because we make no fucking money for 3 years, guys. So this is why we're able to liberally talk about these types of ideas because we have nothing to lose.
But if we ever do grow this to a place where it makes money, I don't think we'll change.
I think if I were to put my finger up and cast a vision, I would think that some, let's just say, progressive and thoughtful brand or company would understand what Matt and I are trying to do and say, man, I really like Matt. I really like I like Will. Peter, he's kind of an asshole. But like,
I can tolerate Peter.
But Matt is good enough that I could come alongside and sponsor him. Sounds like a great idea.
Maybe one day.
There has to be a brand out there that could be directionally aligned to Matt Kim podcast.
Maybe we'll reach out to Alp.
Tucker, brother, weren't you just invested $150 million? Come on, brother, let's go.
But it was a good time. It was a good event. I was there last year, so you start to recognize some of the people that come back. It is not the people that you would think.
Tell me
maybe
more.
it's because it's an out party, so it has more to do with the nicotine line than kind of a holiday party in general. But it's some creators, people that it's not as much kind of institutional power people as you would think would be at a Tucker Carlson event.
It's interesting that you say that.
Right? Because if you're like, oh, he's a Fed, he's part of the establishment, all of this, then where were they? It's all these people that are kind of outcast to the side by mainstream society that seem to gather, which makes me actually like them more.
Really?
Because you show up and it's like, oh, it's not the billionaires of the world. It's not the technocrats of the
It's
world.
not the Elon Musk.
If it's a Trump party at Mar-a-Lago, then it's all the pharmaceutical guys, it's the tech guys, it's the banking guys,
Fair enough.
That's the crowd that gathers.
And I guess the fact that you were invited is kind of shows the user demographic that they're trying to get to.
But then you go to a Tucker party, it's like the kind of fringe outcast of mainstream media. Well, I was like, oh, actually, I like these people better.
So let me put my spin on it. My spin on it is these are all individuals who are vying for power. Right now, we have a fractured right, MAGA, right? This fractured MAGA is they're trying to figure out who can be the power player, who can take the next mantle. Right? We saw Nick Fuentes today on what's his face is Piers Morgan. Like someone's going to end up being the king. I don't know who that is though, and I don't think it's going to be Nick. Certainly don't think it's going to be Tucker. Certainly don't think it's going to be Candace. So the question is, who's going to take the mantle?
Well, I think we're in a really interesting place because we're starting to see kind of this emergence of AI content. We're starting to see the X dropping the locations of people. We know that there's a bot problem. We know that there is an influencer problem. We know that there's a legitimate misinformation, disinformation problem.
Yes.
Right?
And you have pictures of Tucker literally going like this. It's all fake and gay.
Because, I'm going to say 4 years ago, they tried to take things that were true and hide it away.
Yes.
Now, people understand that model, and they are literally creating fake stories and news and putting it out there, and people can't distinguish the difference.
I see where you're going.
And this is a problem. At the same time, I am a free speech absolutist, but it is a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution for this is, but I do know where I think I know where this is going.
Before you go there, I love the juxtaposition that you just put together here. Everyone has woken up to the fake news media. We know that's the model. They know that that's the model. And so therefore, it's like, you know what? Everybody knows we're frauds and fakes. Let's just put out bullshit. And you know what? They won't even be able to tell the difference.
Nope.
So this is a fascinating change in the trends of news. And you're not wrong because I've been victim of this myself by clicking on something hard and be like, oh, rage bait. And only to realize later that was AI.
Yeah. Or completely made up or complete lie.
Can I tell you the one that I'll never forget it. It was the woman in the mirror saying, I got all these tattoos. Did you see that one?
Mm-mm.
I got all these tattoos and the internet told me that if I got all these tattoos, guys would like me more. Everybody thought it was real. Everyone was raging. Even I was like, man, this bitch is stupid. It was completely AI. She was not even real. And so like, as much as I would love to say that I have the eye of a tiger, I have the eye of details, brother, everybody's getting pwned.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting pwned. You don't know what's real anymore. It's unfortunate. We've said it before in the past, but we're here now. We're here.
I think where this goes. I think I know where this goes.
There are AI videos of Charlie Kirk's the shooting.
There's no way to know the difference
difference
between the real one and the fake one.
Exactly.
Anymore. Impossible.
How does our arm go through a chair? How does a chair go
And I don't know which one's the real one or not. I'm reacting to a video and watching, like, oh, that's messed up. That's proof they did it. And I was like, wait, is that real? And no one actually knows anymore.
Exactly.
So I think I know where this goes. Where I think this goes.
Oh, please don't hurt me.
Is, well, you're not going to like this. As we go into a next presidential election, because everything always rotates around elections.
The 4-year cycle.
Right? As we go into the next election cycle, Trump is not that popular.
Oh, dude, he's all-time low.
Right? But they're still going to want to win the next election.
Of course.
So how do you control the narrative when the other side and people that are against you can say whatever they want on the internet?
With impunity.
Well, because right now internet companies have been saying, hey, we are a platform, we are not publishers, therefore we get Section 230, we are not responsible for what people say. They're going to start regulating what people can say online. That's kind of the given, right? They're going to regulate what people can say. They say, hey, that's wrong, that's true. We're going to go back from this world of fact checkers to community note / internet fact checkers again. We just left that aside, but somehow it's going to come back. And then we're going with the heavily regulated news type of market, meaning that only the people that are allowed to talk about the news and speak truth are allowed to do it, because that's the only way that the current established party can remain in power, is to remove the dissenters and the people that are putting out counter narratives. It's the only way it works. And there's a justification for doing that, because the news that we see is all fake. If you go on TikTok and you start scrolling,
The truth.
even if it's the truth, there's a 50-50 chance at best at what you think is true is false.
Or fake.
Fake or completely made up and lied.
Yeah.
You don't know the difference anymore. So the logical conclusion for a person in power is to regulate the other side or regulate kind of the public. And is it needed? Yes. But will they use it to weaponize it? Yes. So we're in this weird, very dangerous, slippery slope where censorship is almost needed, not saying I'm advocating for it, but at the same time, they will use it and only the few will be able to speak.
I hate...
Because otherwise, how do you let things go the way they are?
You're not wrong. You know what is the most hateful thing about me listening to your monologue? Is the fact that you're right. Because if we trace back history, I can give you 3 examples right now. Number 1, we saw... do you see the Hillary Clinton clip of her saying, we can't control them anymore. We need to be the control. It's like, whoa, you're not supposed to say this silent part out loud. And then we have Barry Weiss taking over big media. We have Oracle taking over media. We have newsreels every day coming out of the UK and Europe of people going to jail because they put a Facebook post. And so there's 3 examples. The trend is true. You're not wrong. We are moving to a Ministry of Truth, 1984 level of censorship. Absolutely.
And with everything that's going on, they have proper justification to do it.
Yes, and they have legal backing to support it.
Did you guys hear about the Pam Bondi leaked memo to the U.S. attorney?
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, where she's saying to compile a list of groups that may be labeled domestic terrorism.
But here's the fact. The fact of the matter, Will, is if those were leaked, that just tells you that we're 2 years behind because they've already been doing that.
Yes.
This is a disconcerting trajectory that you have portrayed here, Matt.
I mean,
but you're not. Here's the problem. You're not wrong.
I mean, why is there such a big, large public fight over Warner Brothers? You have Paramount and the Ellisons and the CBS of the world, which is all that one side, versus Netflix. They're both trying to buy Warner Brothers, and within Warner Brothers is CNN. And this is wild right now.
This is the new model. You just hung out with Tucker Carlson and a bunch of plebs. You're not hanging out with billionaires, Matt. Because if you were hanging out with billionaires like Elon and Larry Ellison and Jeff Bezos hangs out with Elon and Oracle, Ellison, and says, I own the Washington Post. Look at you pleb. You don't own nothing. You don't own any media. What's wrong with you? And Larry Ellison goes, you're right. My dick is small. I need to go buy an entire media company. I'm going to buy Hollywood. Shove it. Amazon, Jeff, that's what they talk about. You guys are talking about outpatches. They're talking about, how can I buy an entire media company? Yeah, that's the next thing we're going to do. Exactly.
Yeah. So Paramount bought CBS. Now they're trying to buy CNN and the movies and everything else. Netflix wants it also. There is a big public fight over who gets to own it. Netflix made a deal first. Paramount goes around and says, hey, shareholders,
what do you think?
Forget the deal that you guys just made with Netflix. We'll pay you more.
So that
let's make a deal.
Yeah. Sounds good. Someone's going to end up with it, and it's not going to be good for the public. That's all.
And for $78 billion for a company that includes CNN, a year ago this would seem ridiculous. Who wants CNN?
Nobody. Seems overinflated because CNN is worth nothing.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but the value in CNN is not in their media and their content. Their value is that they're the biggest news broker in the world.
Yes.
So if you are a TV station or a news station in Japan or in Kansas City or in whatever country, and you want to get U.S. content, you can't contact every single news provider and make that deal.
Yeah.
So you sign a recurring contract deal, service agreement with CNN, and they get the footage for you so that you can reproduce and use.
Yeah, it's a licensing agreement. Yeah.
This is their value, is that they're the most complex, competent broker of news, media, information in the world.
And, if I may add, sponsorship deals.
Correct.
So they have an entire network of pharmaceutical companies that are willing to pay millions of dollars to be on that TV.
So when you buy CNN, not only are you buying the news and
you're buying the advertisers.
You're buying the advertisers, and you're buying, and you get to decide what information gets sent to all the other news media companies.
Yes, you're the mothership.
You are the hub.
That's right. That's right. So CNN will continue to propagate fake news. Larry Ellison will now control it, and so we're going to be spoon-fed even more fake news now that it's going to be owned by Larry. That's what you're saying.
Unless the deal with Netflix goes through and Netflix
Well,
owns
if
it.
Netflix wins it, then CNN's just going to be a bunch.
So, yay! Obama or Larry Ellison? Who do you want propagating
Pick your
all
poison.
of your news?
Pick your. Let me call you. Ellison or Obama? Which would you rather have?
Oh, I don't
That's
know.
a lesser of two evils, man. That's hard.
That is a really good question.
So Ellison with his big tech background, or Obama with his let's destroy everything America.
Yeah, Obama wants to tear down the country and make it into what he perceives this country should be, which is kind of this Marxist, socialist type of different way of doing life.
A Kenyan would think that.
And then you have Larry Ellison, who is very Israel first, supports the IDF, wants it to go that route. And those are the two people that are vying to control the network that propagates news.
Well, Obama's
Which
last
would you
movie-
rather have?
Obama's last movie was deeply dystopian.
Yes.
I mean, he was basically saying, "America, this is my vision for America."
Yeah.
Right. So the question, oh man, this is tough.
Which one?
I'm going to ask you, Obama or Ellison?
Oh.
I'm not going to give you mine. I'm going to let you choose first, and then I'm going to tell you mine.
Damn.
This is hard.
That's a really difficult question.
Let me give you two simple models: destroy America, or
give it to somebody else.
give it all to Israel. That's like your two options. Because if Ellison buys it, everything is going to be propaganda towards Israel. If Obama buys it, then it's all going to be about death and destruction to America.
Okay. Well, the sad truth is that regardless, we're screwed.
Yes. So which poison are you going to choose, Matt? Because someone has to win, right? Someone's going to win the bidding war, right?
Would you? Damn, this is not an easy question. Will,
let's call a friend.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Answer.
Obama.
Why?
I just have tiny hat fatigue.
Fair.
Just so tired of it.
Fair. There's no right answer to this, by the way. In the comments, definitely let us know what.
Yeah, let us know. Let me give you mine. I would choose Obama too, and the reason is because since trans has jumped the shark and nobody cares about that anymore. If Netflix and Obama buy it, then they're just going to be trying to shove trans stuff, and we're just going to ignore it.
Ignore it.
Yeah, but Ellison, he's going to send 1,000 pastors and ministers, Christian ministers, to Israel so that they can be, propaganda. Did you see that 1,000 pastor ministry tour?
No.
Will, did you see that? I'm going to bring it up right now. I screenshotted this and I sent it to my wife because I was so disturbed. If you go on X right now, you can find that let's just say, Israel lobby has paid for 1,000 Christian pastors, ministers, and priests and flew all of them over to Israel for a week-long propaganda tour. And the videos coming out of this, the media coming out of this is all these, they got Korean pastors, Nigerian pastors, they got it's like the entire swath of America is there, 1,000 pastors, and they're all going, "Law, Israel, yeah, we're gonna go home and we're gonna get our entire church behind Israel, and we're gonna get all our congregants." It was one of the scariest things I've ever seen, Matt, because this is what we're gonna be fighting as they start flying back literally right now. All of these Christian propagandized pastors are now going to be coming back, and to their flock of congregants, they're going to be pushing the Israel narrative. It is satanic at its core. It was so disturbing, Matt. That's what That's what Larry Ellison's going to do if he buys it. He's going to be like, 1,000. Let's make it 10,000 Christian pastors. Like, bro, we are so cooked.
The problem is this, all right?
We're so cooked. Christendom in America
so
is cooked.
You're making a case for why, if you had to choose between one or the other, it's better to have Obama.
Yes,
right?
Because he's the enemy within. It's better to deal with the enemy within than the enemy without. Israel is an untouchable entity. Like tiny hat fatigue, brother, say less. Like, I'm there with you. So I'd say shunt the whole Israel idea, because we're tired of sending money there. Let's deal with the enemy within.
Can I make a case for the other side then?
Sure. Why should Larry Ellison, billionaire, own the news media and the brokering of media that promulgates out to the entire planet? Tell me why that's a better deal than Obama, who just hates America.
So, if you have to choose between the two, adding Obama back into the mix would probably cause a level of chaos.
Yes, that's what he wants.
Because that's what he wants. If you have a Larry Ellison in the mix, you have a more assimilative type of slower burn.
He's easier to digest.
And our lives would not change drastically, although we would lose control slowly. It's more of a slow burn versus a chaotic burn.
So you want to be the boiling frog?
Well, sometimes the boiling frog has time to make change, has time to readjust, maybe to be like, oh, it's a little hot in here. I'm gonna move. Versus boom, you're dead.
Yeah.
So maybe the best you can ask for is actually just time.
That seems like a non-answer, doesn't it, Will?
Just let him have it.
The Zen saying is, knowing is enough.
Mm.
Knowing is enough.
Mm.
I need add no extra color commentary here.
So, I don't. There's no actually good answer to that.
I think we should have Obama buy it because I'd rather fight the enemy within, because it's clear that we cannot fight the enemy outside.
And I'm also not that anti-Netflix, by the way. I think maybe that's why.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
why? You love that they push the trans agenda all over it?
They do have a lot of trans agenda, but they also have like a lot of right agenda. They have, I mean, they just put up this documentary, 50 Cent documentary on P. Diddy. So
whatever makes money, though.
Yeah, they'll do whatever makes money and people will watch.
Fair enough.
And if the people watching Netflix are like, dude, we're not going to watch it anymore because we don't like the trans stuff, I think they'll just stop.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're more of a business than they are an ideological pusher.
Yes, and though they have been moving into the political realm even more.
A little bit.
I mean, I'd say a little bit more than a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit more. But, you know, the Larry Ellisons of the world are much more involved in the current political world than, say, the Netflix of the world. If you just say who's more involved in politics today, Larry Ellison and Oracle and TikTok or Netflix, I'm going to say, well, clearly the Larry Ellisons of the world are more involved today.
But we have seen, and noticers have noticed, that Obama is still moving gears behind the scenes. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that Obama is still currently activated.
I mean, I could easily flip sides on this and make an argument for the other side.
Fair enough.
That's just kind of where we are on this.
But here's
one.
the thing, though. We see Larry Ellison activated. We don't see Obama activated. But man, was it not obvious that Obama was the puppet master with his hand all the way up Biden's asshole to his mouthpiece?
But
wasn't that clear?
If Obama was actively involved and Biden actively involved in the attempted presidential election president of Kamala Harris, then they weren't that good. Meaning maybe even if they were to get control, they wouldn't be as effective as you think because their ideas and their ideology is so anti what most Americans want and believe that maybe it wouldn't actually happen.
But here's the fact that we both lived through. Is we both lived through the Obama term. We lived through, we saw Obama change the temperature of America. We saw it.
Because right now, we're not thinking, oh my gosh, there is a Obama Marxist ideological Congress problem. We're all thinking there is a Israel lobby problem. And by the way, I'm fully where I'm like flip-flopping constantly right now.
But you might say you're not flip-flopping, you're just stating.
It's just really hard. This is like an impossible question.
No. You are trying to digest facts on both sides. And the facts on both sides are both terrible facts, right? So it's, again, choosing the lesser of two evils. Do we want to choose an Obama who is clearly a Marxist socialist who hates America, or do we want to have a Larry Ellison who's the biggest donor to Israel on the planet?
Okay, curveball, I'm going to add in one more option. Or this new Trump coalition that's eventually going to split from the Larry Ellisons of the world, because that's how Trump is. He's going to use Larry Ellison and his money to get more power, get more influence, rise higher and higher up within the ranks. But as he leaves the presidency in 3 years, he's going to become his own coalition. So you're going to have the Obama coalition, who's going to be a little aged out. You have the new Trump coalition, who is still going to be very active in pushing certain people agendas, and he's going to want to do it the way he wants to do it.
Right.
He'll probably be more effective as a non-president than he is a president.
I can see that.
Because he can do whatever he wants for real after his presidency.
For real.
And then it's not going to be aligned with what Larry Ellison wants. So maybe there's actually going to be a third option in the future.
You're not wrong. We saw Obama talking, I think, with one of the, Iranian or it was the Ukrainian ambassador. Do you remember that when he was like, once I'm out of presidency, I have a little bit more flexibility, type of thing. So I'm absolutely certain that that's true. That once Trump gets out of office, he will be unfettered by the political constraints.
And Trump, we've been very critical of Trump and his shady business deals and everything else going on. But in reality,
he's got the shadiest business deals.
They all do it.
Please.
If you had to choose between those three.
He's so terrible.
If you had to choose between Obama and Larry Ellison and his crew and the new Trump coalition, dude, I think I'm going to roll with Trump.
If you put it like that, option number 3 sounds like it sounds like the least jagged little pill that I could swallow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem, though. I don't have any, and maybe this will be a good segue to our next thing. I don't have any confidence in this next generation of MAGA or whatever it's going to be. They're so fractured. There's so much infighting. I don't see anyone coming out of this as a true winner. I see we're fighting here and squabbling at this lower level here. We need someone up here, right? That's what we need. But everyone's fighting over patches.
I mean, we're...
I'm not digging on it, but you understand, we're fighting over out patches,
This podcast episode was brought to you by VP.net, the only VPN that can't spy on you. We're starting to see the divide within the MAGA right and the narrative and the story of Marjorie Taylor Greene and what's happening to her is a clear example of that. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene went against Trump on the Epstein thing, went against Trump on the idea that he wants to send more money. I think he spent $14 billion to Israel in the last year. She was very against that.
Why?
She sided with the Democrats on the idea of health care reform.
That's right. I remember that. That was awkward.
And Trump lost it.
Yeah.
And he called her Marjorie Trader Brown.
Yep.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she got some death threats.
Yep.
And in the death threat that she received, it was like a pipe bomber, and it said Marjorie Trader Greene, and she's like, well, that's clearly from Trump's rhetoric because the bomber's note had the same exact rhetoric as Trump in his Truth Social. She goes on 60 Minutes. We can't show the 60 Minutes clips because last time we did, we got a copyright strike for it.
She got a little feisty with that old lady.
But she did go on it. She talked about how, about all these things, how she's getting pushback, why she left Congress. And Trump went on another Truth Social rant about her.
The only reason Marjorie Trader Brown, Greene turns brown under stress, went bad is that she was jilted by the President of the United States. Certainly not the first time she has been jilted. Too much work, not enough time, and her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of the rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed her views so fast, and her new views are not those of a very dumb person. That was proven last night when washed-up Trump-hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl, who owes me an apology from when she attacked me from the show with serious conviction, that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself. Totally proven wrong. At the very end, he says this. He says, P.S. I hereby demand a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Stahl and 60 Minutes for incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter's laptop. President DJT. Apparently, he needs someone to help edit his stuff, but that's been known for years. I don't understand these Trump Truth Social posts. They're completely off the context of the issue. And then he goes into the Hunter Biden stuff. Like, he seems tilted. Not jilt. He's used the word jilted. He seems tilted. What do you think?
Well, do you have Marjorie's response, Will?
I am America First.
She quote tweeted him, and this is what she put.
Oh, Pone. Thank you so much for Track APAC, for tracking how much money APAC is giving all of our amazing politicians. Are you telling? I just realized that was $230 million.
$230 million.
Like, we look at these senators and they're rolling like $7 million. It's like, whoa, that's a lot of money.
$230 million.
That's a lot of money.
Well, I think that technically includes like $200 million he got from Mary Mandelson.
Okay. So 30 million still, I mean, we're moving into Pelosi territory now. Man.
Yeah.
Trump, you're just as sold out. That's really disappointing to see that number.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot. But this is what she quote tweeted and went back to this Trump social post with, which is this.
I think that is a very appropriate response. Looks like she has taken zero money from Israel.
Zero. Do you know who else took zero money that I found really surprising that I just found out recently?
Who?
AOC. Fat zero.
Really?
Yeah.
So where's she getting all her money from?
I don't think she has a lot of money because they do their.
What are you talking about? Well, that one Somalian. What's her face? They found out she's like 40 million deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AOC has published her tax records over and over again. She's not rich at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is interesting.
So this doesn't change my ideas around her. I think she's still, as dumb as a rock. I mean, she's just a bartender.
I think she's really smart. I think she knows exactly what she's doing.
She's just handled, Matt.
I think she plays it off a certain way, and I think that's kind of what you do. Like, I didn't know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
Same with Kamala. Kamala and AOC are like same IQ wavelength.
I think Kamala is interesting because we can say like she's not smart because she's not. We can say that she doesn't speak well because she doesn't. But she's like extremely competent at what she wants to do, which is figure out how to rise the ranks and leverage relationships and network in order to achieve her goal, which is to get as high as possible. So a girl that was Montel Williams' side chick.
So you're saying that
ended up running for the president of the United States.
Spreading your legs is the strategy?
I mean, do you know how many women are in the world that will spread their legs for power and to influence and to get up in the world, but yet they don't make it all the way to vice president and presidential candidate? That's actually not just spreading your legs. That is leveraging a relationship that you have, probably holding dirt on people, playing the game in a way that, she does really well. Because otherwise, there's no way that a woman that speaks like her, that has bad ideas, that's pretty low IQ, for her to get as high as she did means she's extremely competent at something. And, she's like a good lay. I don't think that's enough, to be honest.
You know what? Mac makes a pretty strong argument for the sophistication behind the whoring.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's sophistication behind the spreading of legs.
I mean, that's exactly how Ghislaine Maxwell got so powerful. that she was able to maneuver the powerful and political world
What are you
using
talking
sex
about?
and using different levers.
She was innocent.
Jeffrey
There was no
Epstein,
book.
who was not like overly educated, never had a real business, figured out how to navigate the political world and leverage relationships by trading favors, by collecting blackmail.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
That's like,
So you're saying we have to give Kamala a little bit of credit
Yes.
because she's leveraged her laying on her back to some sort of sophisticated mechanisms so that she can get what she wants.
Correct.
However, AOC is what you're telling me has not fully matured as a congresswoman to figure out how to become a multimillionaire.
either that or she's figured out so well that she's able to hide it off the books.
Probably.
Which, if anything, you got to give her more credit then.
Ooh. Man, are we just handing out compliments to Kamala and AOC these
Well,
days?
no compliment to Kamala.
Wow.
AOC, I think I'm jaded because I've been scrolling TikTok and I've been watching the AOC AI videos. There's so many.
And she's not a bad look.
And I bet you that's her team that's making those and putting them out there, which would be really smart to do.
Bro.
I can't show myself dancing. I can't do that to get attention. Let's make out AI. Let's get a campaign of AI version of me
Oh, man.
dancing, and the guys will start to like me because
Oh,
it's out
man.
there,
That you've been propagandized on TikTok.
and it works.
Because he likes the boobs. Those Hispanics, so what are you going to do?
That's the game.
Lock a man in a room with a Hispanic.
You create a bot army to put out the stuff that you yourself cannot put out directly.
Oof,
That's the game right now. And if she's doing that intentionally, which I believe she is, because logic says that's intentional, dude, she understands the game.
Dang. Man.
You don't think
Matt, you're on a different level today.
you don't think a Gavin Newsom AOC ticket won't do really well next year?
Are you serious?
You don't think that would crush?
Gavin Newsom
On that side?
AOC ticket?
That'd be super viral. They would have so much attention.
I've never thought about
Those
that.
rallies will be packed.
They're going to have so many celebrities.
Everybody. That's a power ticket.
Wow.
On the again, ideas and policy aside, because ideas and policies actually don't matter in this political world.
Yeah, I know.
It's a popularity contest. It's an attention contest. And if it's
Gotcha.
an attention contest, if you have a Gavin Newsom and AOC running on the left, dude,
We are so cooked.
they're already campaigning.
We are so cooked.
AOC literally has AOC versions of her, AI versions of her dancing on TikTok.
And why am I saying this with such conviction? Because MAGA's dead.
And on the other side, you have
Just fractured.
everyone's just fighting.
Fuck, we're cooked.
Hmm.
Who's going to be the ticket against them?
JD Vance and somebody.
That potato head?
JD Vance and somebody. That's could be the ticket.
Oh, dude, we're so cooked. You can't. JD Vance is not someone. If you went to an Alp party and you saw JD Vance, you'd be like, dude, awkward as fuck. Why are you even here, bro?
It's
Right?
gonna be JD Vance and I don't know, Vance to Tucker.
Matt, you're like spinning my gears right now. It's never been implanted in my mind that we could have a Newsom AOC ticket next year. That would be such a show.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
They would have so much attention. They'd be on every show, every podcast, every news. They'd have rallies. People would show up by the thousands, tens of thousands.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's unfortunate, but true. Yeah, I could totally see a Beyonce.
And
a
the right will make
Rockefeller.
all this content calling them whatever or making fun of them or
Yep, and all the news anchors being like, oh,
but
yeah.
if anything, that's just gonna give them more attention and more attention because their ticket gives fuel to both sides.
Yeah, and then you're going to have a concert by Alicia Keys in New York City.
Hmm.
I can see it all.
You'll
Bro.
see Mamdani out there hanging out with
Oh,
AOC
Man. Oh, man.
and Newsom.
We're so cooked. What do you think, Will? Is that a winning ticket?
Sounds like it.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Again, we are not advocating for it.
No.
We are not saying we want that.
This is horrifying.
At all.
This is a nightmare.
But if you're going to play this game, you need to understand the reality of what we're facing And that is the most likely, in my view, ticket that we're going to be going up against.
Gavin Newsom is almost worse and more slimy than our and AOC is retarded.
Yeah.
Like,
and somehow in the minds of most Americans, especially the younger generation, Trump and anything associated with Trump is now considered
toxic.
Yeah, it's considered establishment. That is exactly the system everyone is fighting against.
Oh man, dude, I don't like the things that are going on in my mind. I feel like we're totally cooked in the next 3 years, unless bringing up what you brought up earlier, which is time. If the right can get their shit together in the next 2.5 years, we might. It's less, probably 18 months, because we're going to start campaigning in 18 months, right? So they need to get their shit together in the next 15 to 18 months to have a unified strategy against this.
Yeah.
Unless if they keep infighting for the next 18 months, nothing's going to get done.
And I think the key issue that will continue to be a problem is, are you pro-Israel or are you not? And unless one side gives on how important that is to them, this thing doesn't go away.
Man.
Or you start censoring people. Because how do you combat an AOC and Gavin Newsom who are clearly starting to understand how the internet works? The Democratic Party may have been behind on how the internet works the last election cycle.
They're catching up.
They caught on really quick.
Yeah. I mean,
they went through all the data and said, oh, we totally messed that up.
Yeah. And
let's redo this. And they started day one.
You got it. And Barry Weiss, buying her out, having her lead this is all just parts of that step in the plan. So here's the problem, Matt. The problem is there is a huge swath on the left and there's a huge swath on the right that are clearly awake to the Israeli problem, the Israelite problem. If those constituents on the left and the right who have an Israelite problem get larger voices, they have to censor both sides. That you just completed the loop. For AOC and Gavin, whoever, versus JD Vance and a Tucker, whatever the ticket is, they both have to shut up the JQ problem on both sides for them to flourish. Would you agree?
Yes.
If they don't shut up the JQ problem on their side, then they will not survive. And so, because both sides are going to have to contend with the JQ issue, the only solution to both problems, mass censorship. You got it, Matt. I'm going to put a finger in the air, and I'm going to tell you right now that this next election cycle, we are going to witness the most mass censorship that we have ever witnessed in American history. I feel it coming. Everything that you've been talking about today, Matt, everything that we've been building up to, I feel like this is exactly the narrative and the trajectory of our future.
Interesting enough, I just looked it up. Gavin Newsom, although his ideas and rhetoric is pro-Israel, he does not receive money from AIPAC.
Whoa.
And you don't think they're going to leverage that?
Man, is the enemy of my enemy my friend?
I mean, that's going to be his claim, right?
Am I going to be voting for a Gavin Newsom ticket?
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not voting for it. I'm not voting at all anymore. I'm done with that shit.
The only thing I could find is that he donated as a civic donation to AIPAC $500 one time. I don't think that counts.
No, it doesn't really count.
Yeah,
he was just caught in the moment, and someone was like, "Hey, you should do
even on
this."
Track AIPAC, it says lobby total TBD, meaning no dollars, because they would know. And they just say this candidate is pro-Israel, but being pro-Israel is not the same as receiving the funding, because Kamala received $9.4 million.
Yes, well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense because she did marry an Israelite. Man. This AIPAC tracker thing is creating a little bit of cognitive dissonance.
And if you have not been on trackaipac.com, trackaipac.com, it's fascinating because you can see what congressmen received what, their stance, their endorsements, etc.
I love the website because the website cuts through the chaff straight to the bottom dollar, which is frankly the most important thing that all of us need to do all the time whenever we see anything like a Charlie Kirk issue, is we follow the money. If you follow the money, apparently Charlie Kirk and their companies are sending millions of dollars to parking lots and shit. And, they had all this financial, let's just say, chicanery that's happening behind the scenes. I'll tell you, it stinks to high hell. Follow the money. Follow the money. So apparently Gavin Newsom is not under the noose of Israel.
I think he said that in an interview before, too, that he's received none.
Yes, and I was going to say that even though he hasn't received money, he has been, let's just say, pro-Israel in periphery.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely kind of a Zionist pro-Israel guy, but not having the records to claim back to him.
I think he just does that because he's like, this is what I need to say.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's a slime.
He doesn't have any actual backbone.
No, he'll just say whatever he needs to say at the moment he needs to say.
Yeah, he's no spine.
But again,
spineless.
Apparently people like this get elected.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the fact that remains is Trump has taken $230 million from a foreign entity. And I don't care if it's $1 million or $230 million. For $1 million, Matt, I will change my behavior.
$230 million is a lot of money.
Bro, for $1 million, I will change my behavior. For you.
Well, talking about people changing their behavior, there was an interview with Nick Fuentes and Steven Crowder, and it posted on. He was and Steven Crowder said, "Are you a Fed?" or whatever else. And Elon Musk decides to chime in on the conversation, and he goes, "He's a Fed."
Steven Crowder, do you hate all Jews? Nick Fuentes says, "No." Crowder, do you consider yourself an anti-Semite?
I think he said no. Blah, blah,
he said
blah,
no.
Blah, blah.
Elon says he's a Fed. Candace responds with, "I'm not an Elon fan, but he is telling you guys the truth about Nick. He works with Feds and has been working with them on January 6th. No way to deny that." Oof. Candace coming out with a knife.
Nick is obviously trending. We were just talking about the Piers Morgan interview earlier.
Yep.
I watched about 40 minutes of it. You said you watched the whole thing this morning.
Yep.
I haven't caught up to it yet.
I did.
But I think a lot of people don't know the January 6th video.
Oh, should we show it?
Because a lot of people haven't seen it before. We've only heard about it. But we'll just show it just for context.
That's Nick.
Keep moving towards the Capitol. It appears we are taking the Capitol back.
That's Nick on the loudspeaker. We are taking the Capitol, he says.
Keep marching and don't relent. Never relent.
Yeah! Never relent.
Keep moving. They're evacuating the Capitol. They're evacuating. Putting down the barriers and disregard the police. This Capitol belongs to us.
Disregard the police. This Capitol belongs to us now.
They're evacuating the Capitol. They're evacuating the Capitol. They're evacuating. The police are evacuating the Capitol. Story out of the people's house.
I mean, he is certainly riling up the crowd. And if I may say, from what we've found to be true from, let's just say, Feds in the melee that was there January 6th, that the rhetoric from the Feds were the exact same as what came out of Nick's mouth right there.
So
fascinating.
Yeah, and he never really got in trouble for this, which is interesting.
Well, he's talked about it, that he was talked to by authorities, right?
But when you watch this video, I think important context is that you can see. Can you go back to that video real quick and just go all the way to the end? To go all the way to the end, and where it shows how far they are from the Capitol.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, this is not him at the front lines telling people, go break in the door.
He's telling them to move forward.
This is from all the way in the back doing like peanut gallery commentary.
Fair enough.
It's a little bit different. If it was, because the people that are watching going, yeah, they're not the ones actually rushing in because they're so far. And there's no like Braveheart moment of people all the way, 200 yards away, all of a sudden running because he says it.
You can tell it's like a telephone line. The people up front yell stuff, they yell stuff, they yell stuff, they yell stuff, and then he hears it, and then he yells it back.
Correct. It's more third-party peanut gallery commentary.
Okay.
Of
So are you saying that you're giving Nick a pass because what he is doing is so far away from the epicenter of action that he's really just, if I could say it this way, he's play acting like he's important as part of the January 6th
little
movement
bit.
when he was really not that big of a deal because he was so far away from the epicenter?
A little bit.
Okay, I get you.
A little bit. Because if he was at the front and in the background of the video were people actively rushing in,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, he's responsible. He should be in trouble too.
Yes. But
If
since
everyone else gets in trouble, he should be in trouble too. I'm not saying they should be in trouble. I'm saying if other people are in trouble, he's just as responsible.
yes, because he was in the heat of the action.
Correct. But being so far out, it's like some people get in a fight at a club or an event or at
You hear
at a
about
football game, and people are fighting and there's people right around it. And then you have the guy on the stands, like in another direction, go, punch him in the face.
Yep.
I don't think that guy counts.
So here's the scenario
You
that
know what I mean?
here's what I'm going to piece together with your logic here, which is actually quite sound. The logic is simply this. Nick Fuentes made a big deal out of being participatory in the January 6 events. Little did we know, he was actually on the periphery. So he was kind of placating this idea of that he was a big deal and a big part of January 6, when in reality, he was an insignificant nothing. The problem is that because he played the line that he was a big deal on January 6th, now it's coming back to bite him. And so he has two decisions. The two decisions would be walk it back and say, look, come on, guys, look how far away it was from the Capitol, man. NBD, no big deal. Or he can double down and say, I was a big part of it.
Yeah.
But the problem with doubling down is it makes him look like a Fed.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Which is why he doesn't really address it very much. Oh, they came and talked to me. That's kind of the company line. Because actually going either way is detrimental to his reputation and career.
The fact that he was there is not a good thing. It's a blight.
So I think that's what that is. Could he be a Fed? I don't know, maybe. But I don't think this is the proof that people are saying it is to say, oh, look, he was active in January 6th, therefore he's a Fed.
So
I think that's a really difficult claim to make.
if you want to harken back to another podcast, I forget which it was, last one or the one before it, Matt actually has made some pretty exculpatory ideas around Nick Fuentes not being a Fed. And your argumentation here is pretty sound. But I will also harken back to a couple pieces of commentary that you made at previous podcasts where you did say that his tone,
Yes.
his messaging has gotten lighter.
Of course.
So let's talk about that. Do you feel like because he's moving more mainstream, he has to dumb it down? Or do you think that his position is weakening because he realizes how fringe his rhetoric really is?
I think
Because you want to make it palatable for mass audience because you're on a mass stage. He's in Piers Morgan now. So do you walk it back a little bit? Do you tone it down a little bit?
I think the inflection point was the Charlie Kirk assassination, because as soon as Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he said, it's impossible, it's Israel. It's definitely the official narrative. Anyone who thinks otherwise, you guys are crazy. And he took a very hard stance to that, which he's still on today.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think he has that stance?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you my reason. I think he's so enamored and wrapped up in this Candace feud that his irrationality makes it so that he will just choose whatever is the opposite of Candace. That is what I think. I think if he were to open his eyes for 2 seconds and say, okay, I got this beef with Candace, but let me look at the facts. There's no way a 30-6 is going to be stopped by your bone, okay? It's not going to happen, right? There, and I could go on. You guys know all the details. The fact that Nick will not look at it, I think, tells me that he's either a Fed or he's just on this irrational tirade where whatever Candace says, he's just going to take the opposite without thinking. What do you think?
Well, just for clarity, we are both Nick and Candace fans. I believe, at least, that they're both directionally correct.
Yes.
We inserted that term last week, that they are directionally correct. I don't agree with everything, but I think the premise in which why they come to certain ideas is true. Although I think they both get things right, both get things wrong. That being said, I think Nick wants to be famous. I think he wants to grow. I think he wants to become more mainstream because Of course, he's a young guy. He's in media. He's been in media since he was very young.
17, yeah.
He's what, 26, 27, 28 now?
He's like 26 now. Yeah.
So he's been doing this for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Naturally, you have this desire to grow bigger, to get more influence, to get more audience, possibly to have some sort of political aspiration in the future. And when Charlie Kirk passed, he saw an opportunity where there is this grab of attention that's going on. In order to get maximum attention and maximum share, I need to lighten up my rhetoric a little bit.
So there was a vacuum that Charlie Kirk left.
Yes.
And what you're saying is he saw the vacuum, like many others are seeing the vacuum, and filled it in.
Yes. It's very opportunistic. It's very smart.
Candace is milking it to the end.
She's doing the same.
Yeah, she's milking it. Every single episode is, I got new information next week. Make sure you turn in tomorrow. It's like, oh.
They're like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. I'll check it. It works.
And even though I think she's a Fed, I still really like her shit.
Peter's the biggest Candace Owens fan.
I listen somewhat religiously. I miss an episode here and there, but I always catch up.
So I think there's an opportunity. I think he knows full well, because he has a lot of very smart people around him that he can call, ask to, and they probably told him, if you calm it down, if you take 2 steps back, you'll actually be able to grow and fill this vacuum.
Do you really think that's it?
Yeah, because as soon as he took the 2 steps back, he was first he did PBD, and then he did Tucker, and then now he did Piers Morgan.
I mean, he's mainstream now.
They're talking about doing stuff with Joe Rogan. Like, he is everywhere now.
Oh, man.
And there are people that say, well, that's very strategic. Because if he wants to get his ideas, you have to play the game in order to advance. And he's just playing the game. Fair. We said it last time. He did. He said, welcome to the show.
You're not wrong. You're not incorrect in any of your assertions here. I just think they're incorrect. I don't see him to be that sophisticated. I don't see him to be someone who is looking at this in a I just don't see him as being that sophisticated. I feel like he's realized that in order for him to stay relevant, he has to water down his message. That's what I think. And I don't think it's a strategic, like, hey, maybe you didn't get to it in the Piers Morgan. If Piers Morgan just asked him directly, are you going to be getting into politics? Are you going to get looking for office? And he, paused for a second, and he was like, not really. So the hesitancy in that response told me a lot.
He wants to.
I think he has political ambitions. And I think because he has political ambitions, he needs to water his message down. You think, we don't know what the answer is, you think he's watering the message down because he desires to be famous. I don't see that in him.
Famous, influence, power, it's kind of the same.
Potato. I think we're both directionally correct. But I just think the motive is different. I think his motive is, I need to get into politics so I can exact my will.
And if you are a Nick Fuentes, America First groyper, and you're thinking, well, this is finally an opportunity to get someone in there, we want Nick to water down his message. We want Nick to be more mainstream. We want to keep the fringe ideas out because we know that it's very difficult to advance with those ideas forefront. Let's put them aside. We know who Nick is. We know what he wants to do, and let's get him in there first. So that would be the argument of the groyper and the very loyal groyper.
Yeah, it is.
Which I think that's a fair argument.
It is a strategic argument because the means do not matter, right? Right? It's the whole idea of the ends justify the means. It's like, were you a snake to get to that position? Yeah, but I got to the position. Okay, well, you were still a snake. Okay, so you're essentially referencing the model. The ends justify the means. Is that the groypers and the loyal groypers say, don't care how he gets installed. We need him installed.
Yeah.
If that means he has to water it down, walk stuff back so that he can get installed, don't matter. Means, the ends justify the means. I don't think he's that sophisticated. I just think I feel like he is as simple as I think he is, which is, I have a message. I have something that I care about. and I need to get into a position of power so that I can exact that ideology, that worldview, that model onto the world. I think that's as simple as he gets. I don't think he's any more sophisticated than that. Maybe it's just my bias or my lack of respect for him, but I just don't see him being that deep.
And I don't think we have a choice in the matter because Nick Fuentes is here to stay. We will see him rise through the ranks.
He will.
And maybe we'll be like, oh, he did the right thing.
Is he going to be a 2032?
Either that or a few years later, be like, oh, he totally sold us out. It's going to be one or the other. We'll find out. No matter what, we'll find out.
Either way, America's going to burn.
Under Obama or Larry Ellison, we'll decide.
Not like this. Not like this guy.
Final thing I want to touch on. I don't know if it's a positive or a negative. I don't really know how I feel about it. But Costco is filing a federal lawsuit for tariff relief.
Really?
Basically, the tariff situation, the judges originally said, hey, Trump's tariffs are not constitutional. He doesn't have the power to do it. It went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court heard the arguments, I believe, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're going to decide their ruling anytime within this month, the next 5 or 6 months. So within 6 months or so, we'll figure out if the Supreme Court rules against Trump or with Trump.
This could have profound ramifications.
A lot of these major retailers
That's what I'm saying.
watched and listened to the hearings.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, do you know what? This legal battle of if we get our money back will be a shit show. We're going to get our cases in the court system now. So Costco is leading the charge.
Nice.
They're saying we want a refund for the money and tariffs that we've paid.
Who's going to pay for that?
They got to figure that out. So right now it's Costco, Revlon, New Balance.
Ooh.
Joining the list any day now is Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Best Buy.
These are all American companies. I love hearing it.
Because American companies are the ones that paid it.
Yeah. Better than hearing like Samsung or Motorola.
Well, LG Sourcing, who is the sourcing division of Lowe's, they're jumping on this. So
Good.
the major American retailers are saying, dude, if the Supreme Court reverses this, we want our money back.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah, you can't fuck us like this temporarily and then not have any clawback.
The problem is what happens if the Supreme Court rules? Who's paying for this? Where's that money come from? This is a mess.
Yeah. My question actually belies the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is you and I are going to pay for it.
Well, the Trump administration has collected so much tariff from these retailers, so much money. And then the Supreme Court's going to say, well, actually, you couldn't do that. Then what?
That money goes into Trump's back pocket.
They already spent it.
Man.
Where does that money come from? Where does it go?
Well, it goes to the Israelites.
And I think that's why Trump keeps on talking about, oh, with all this tariff money, we're going to give away free money because they're trying to win people on this side because this is going to get extremely messy. If you have
Very
Costco
messy.
and Hobby Lobby and Walmart, forget all these other companies.
Best
you have
Buy.
Walmart and Costco, which account for a huge percentage of this country's retail trade.
Yeah.
And you add in a Target and a Home Depot and a Best Buy,
That's pretty much America's economy.
them versus Trump administration, and hey, you owe me money, give us our money back. Dude, this is going to end so badly. It's going to be so messy.
And if I may say, as much money and lawyers that Trump has, he doesn't have as much power as the Walmart family, as the Target family, as the Hobby Lobbies and the Best Buys. If they all pile on, he's going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
This is, in the worst part, I'm going to make this into a negative. The worst part is America loses.
Yeah.
Right? Because they got screwed on the tariffs. Now they want refunds back. But how are they going to refund it? Probably you and I are going to pick up that bill. Wait, are you and I the bad guys again?
We're always the bad guys. No, we're never the bad guy. We're just the bag holder.
The bag. So, yes, we're the bag holder. We get stuck with the bag at the end of the day. Fuck.
I don't know if this is a good thing or bad, to be honest.
I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I feel like this is going to be a bad thing because if in any type of situation similar to this, it's always you and I that hold the bag at the end of the day.
Because we've been saying that this tariff, I've been saying that this way of enacting tariffs in order to fix the economy, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it works out.
You called that out when he was just starting it. I remember.
But the reality is that this is a road and path that he's clearly gone down.
He made a poor decision.
If the Supreme Court reverses it mid him enacting it, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
Because now we have pure chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, you just fucked America's retail economy.
So he decided he's going to go this road. I don't agree with it, but we're at a point, I believe, where we have no choice but to see it to fruition and see what it actually does. Because we'll never know if it worked or not unless we actually try to achieve it.
But if they're going to be fighting in legal battles, then nothing's going to happen.
And then what?
Well, you and I have a podcast where we talk about how our taxes have gone up 17%.
Because the reality is, if this is Trump's key economic policy solution.
Yes. It's his shining initiative.
And if this fails, it doesn't even get to fail. It gets shot down before he ever gets to fully enact it. Number one, we'll never know if it worked. Number two, now what?
Well, if it's number one or number two, the only thing that you could say is money has been sucked from the system, right? Money has been sucked from the system. That model is not dissimilar from every other model that Trump has taken on, or Obama or Biden. It is, I get in a position of power. Now it's time for me to extract much as I can from it. I mean, this seems like another way for Trump and his administration to extract monies from the American public.
What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea? Should the tariffs be reversed? And if so, should we give money back to Walmart and Costco?
Oof. Why can't we just put money in our pockets, man?
You socialist. See you guys next week.